Alright, so Mike gets the first touchdown of the season. Tommy for the extra point. Nails it. So we're up 7-0. You can see right there. Don't need to repeat myself. And if you were watching the first part, you'd think, okay, this looks bad for Bergenfield, but that is true. There's Anthony Peruta, another senior, making a good play. And so there was some controversy in this game. 1st and 10. Another completion. And if you were around at that time, you know what that controversy was. 2nd and 2. Big number 70. Looks like they got the first down. And I think this was their longest play of the day right here. No, longest running play maybe. Mark talking about doing it all himself on defense. And so the controversy. Oh, huge play by Gary Webb and Mark Danby. Basically, if you weren't around, there was a little bit of a scuffle in the offseason between two Wayne Hills coaches, and one of those Wayne Hills coaches ended up becoming the head coach of Bergenfield. And so looking forward to this game was partially, the season openers against one of our former coaches who happened to be involved in something that got our head coach some time off from the beginning of the season. And Coach Riker, who was the defensive end coach the year before, said, yeah, I'll step in and then be the head coach for the beginning of the 1998 season. It was a really bad snap, and he touches down in his own end zone with the safety sign. Todd did the touchback sign by accident, but to be totally honest, I was about to do it too, because the safety sign is not something you see a whole lot. And so it's 9-0. Everything's going as expected. We're going to get the ball. There's that old Wayne Hills grass. Beginning of the year, we'd have grass. By the end of the year, it'd be mostly dirt in the middle, since all the football teams used it, as well as the soccer teams. This was back in the day before artificial turf or artificial grass, whatever you call it, wasn't popular yet. It was just about being invented. The NFL was still using old turf, and when we played in Giant Stadium, we played on that old AstroTurf. So kicking off from their own 20, Bergenfield kicks it off, and that was a muff by Matt Hawkins, unfortunately. and he should have had really good field position, but it seems like he slipped. And this is not the old school Wayne Hills offense. This is a spread. Number 8, Guy Rose, was a track star that decided to come out for football his senior year. He played with us as freshman. And so we were trying to make use of him. He was very fast. And Mark throws to him. He's covered. And an unforced error. And a touchdown for Bergenfield, which was quite embarrassing. They got excited, of course. And another bit of a controversy, not caught on camera. One of the people from the sideline, who happened to be the child of the head coach, came out and was mocking the Wayne Hills Patriots defense, and later on accused one of our players of spitting on him. And there was no evidence caught on film. And looks like there was a penalty on the offense for the 2-point conversion. And they go for it and get it. A little salt on the wound there. Anyway, there was no video evidence that such a spat took place. Nevertheless, me and Tom Brophy, 2 of the captains, spent most of the afternoon, one of the school days next week, in the principal's office, trying to figure out what happened. And we obviously didn't know anything. They tried an onside kick there, recovered by Eric Demers. Good job on the recovery. And nothing came of the spat, except that our game was not aired on Channel 20 that week because it was confiscated. And now we're in the eye. AJ Spicer replacing the great James Milan, who was the tailback the year before and ended up playing at Penn State. AJ getting some short yardage there. So now it's about 3rd and 3. And they were not prepared for Mark keeping the ball on the 3-19, which was basically a fake ISO and a quarterback keep. And me and Tom that week spent time in the principal's office, like I said. Here's a toss for about 6. And the principal was basically trying to get us to have some sort of a emergency plan and measure if guys got out of line, to have a code word, which meant to get back into the huddle. And knowing our teammates, that didn't work, or that wouldn't work. And so it was basically a waste of an afternoon. There's a 34 counter pass to Todd, which is the start of his great receiving season as a tight end. Here's Aaron and Mike in the backfield. They're 2 fullbacks. And you can see we're not having too much problems, or too many problems, moving the ball. There's a keeper. They were not ready at all, but that's another penalty. I didn't mention it before, but we kept getting these clipping penalties on the outside. that wouldn't be a problem in today's game. Because pretty much every time Mark ran the ball, he got quite a bit of yardage. There's AJ powering through. AJ struggled through a little bit of an ankle injury in the preseason as a result of an injury that stemmed from the huge white victory over Maroon. Steve McElinski and Tom Brophy over Mark Robinson and Gary Webb. 27-0 in that Maroon-White game. And we're in power I, short yardage situation. And those of us who had started or played offensive line the year before were used to James Milan. Look, nobody's out there. Mark's just walking in. And James Milan hit the hole hard and was fast and strong. And you basically you needed to make the block quick because he was going to be there quick. And AJ was not as experienced as James and not as fast. So it took some getting used to that year, or this year. But it wasn't a problem in this game, that's for sure. There you go, 16-8. And another kickoff, great kickoff by Tommy there. Good coverage. There's Ryan Neal, 34, future NFL player. I thought they were being clever here with this motion. Gary Webb with the knockdown. And this was really, honestly, like a varsity team playing a JV team. It wasn't much of a game from here on out. Although that would have been a good play if they had caught it. However, there was probably holding. I do remember 56 or 51 or whatever. The guys I was lined up against, basically I'd come off the line and they just grab my shirt and hang on for dear life. Almost every play. And I believe I still hold the school record for tackles for loss in this game. I think I had 7, which has survived several NFL players and maybe one NFL Hall of Famer. And there's one of those tackles for a loss. Number 70, Steve McElinski. Number 32, Todd Greenberg. And they're running an I. That other coach would run an I like we did, and not very well. There's Todd Greenberg with a great interception. And Twins right, 2 fullbacks. Mike Toglia easily getting into the secondary. Another Twins right eye. There's AJ. They're probably seriously keying on AJ. It's a slot right. And it's an option, and they have no answer for Mark Robinson's keeps. None at all. I think he got 4 touchdowns in this quarter, or something like that. That might have been a record too. Back in the day, Tommy would change his shoe to kick and then change it back. I guess that shoe really helped. And now some momentum as expected.